A happy Mother's Day to you all, especially the mothers that gave birth to the generation that we are currently living in. Thank you for joining us for the UBC News tonight, this 14th day of May 2023. With me, Wadulo Mark Arnold. These are our top stories tonight. Kaguta Museveni passes out 229 army recruits. Gomba Katonga Kalungu residents seek relief after Katonga bridge collapses. Uganda Airlines takes women for a free flight on Mother's Day. And in sports, Stambik Black Pirates crowned champions of Rugby Premier League. Thank you for joining us, and now this is the bulletin. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who is also the Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defence Forces, has passed out 229 army recruits who successfully completed their basic military training at Sarah Kasenyi Training School Intake. Speaking at the function, the President congratulated the Special Forces Commander for upgrading the level of training in the elite unit by incorporating the use of electronic training aids like computerized guns and tanks before going for the field practical. Details in this report.
At a colorful ceremony held at the Sarah Kasenyi Training School, President Museveni, who is also the Commander-in-Chief of Uganda People's Defence Forces, has passed out 229 new army recruits who successfully completed their basic military training. Speaking after inspecting the parade and witnessing the combat skills of the newly passed out officers, Museveni congratulated the SFC for upgrading the training.
This is very smart. It enables us to train many people, but also not use a lot of fuel and not cause wear and tear of the tanks or of the guns, because we are doing it electronically. That's what many modern countries are doing. So I congratulate you for upgrading the training in the SFC.
The President called upon the army leadership to make good use of these well-educated young people, such as engineers and medical doctors, who he said are a good value addition to the army.
So you, the army leaders, you should be clear how to utilize them. Some of them are really professional, like the engineers. It is correct that after the basic exposure of the military and leadership, they join the engineering brigade.
The Commander of Special Forces Command, Brigadier General David Mugisha, expressed gratitude to the Commander-in-Chief for uplifting the welfare of UPDF and promised to continue producing high-quality soldiers.
A need to embark on specialized training and acquisition of modern equipment so as to deter and curtail such hurdles from happening to our country. The struggle and strategic security and stability of Uganda, East Africa and Africa is the precursor to transformation and development.
He also noted that the global contemporary operating environment is faced with a lot of challenges ranging from terrorism, chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear attacks, cyber threats, insurgencies, and others that need special attention. The acting Chief of Staff UPDF Land Forces, Major General Jackson Bakasumba, who represented the Chief of Defence Forces, thanked the SFC leadership for the training and urged the new recruits to continue acquiring more knowledge and to be disciplined.
Discipline. The Commandant here mentioned discipline. We expect the highest standards of discipline from you. Any act of indiscipline will never be tolerated. Those who speak Kiswahili say, kusamea makosa ni makosa. If you forgive someone who has done wrong, you are equally wrong. So you should suffer the same punishment. Then you have to maintain ideological clarity, embrace continued training. Very soon some of you will go for other training from different training institutions. Then you have to live within your means to avoid financial pressure on yourselves. Live within your means.
The commandant of Sera Kasenyi Training School, Lieutenant Colonel William Diomugabe, noted that the 229 trainees, of whom 35 were female, were well educated and grounded in different professions.
Use the knowledge acquired to love your country, Uganda, and protect the people. Always remember that enemies of our country, Uganda, are not only those carrying guns. You may find yourself in the same category if you do not avoid subversive tendencies like corruption, cheap popularity, sectarianism, formation of cliques, intrigue, among other many negative vices.
Joseph Oko, UBC.
Residents of Gomba and Kalungu districts who have been using the Gomba-Katonga Kalungu Bridge have appealed to government to expedite the repair works of the bridge, which was washed away last week by the heavy rains. The situation is responsible for the rise of transport fares from the original 10,000 shillings from Gomba to Masaka, Budu, up to 30,000 and 40,000 shillings via Madu, Sembabule and Bukomansimbi.
Oluguudo lwakutuseemu ekintu kinene twayitawo nga waliwo watono naye ng'ekkubo lyonna kati amazzi gaakaze ne galumenyamu wakati wonna.
The Gomba-Katonga Kalungu Bridge, which has been washed due to the ongoing heavy rains, has continued to pose a transport challenge between the two districts, leading to a sharp rise in the fares. Before the incident, residents using the route used to pay 10,000 shillings only from Gomba to Masakabudu, which has now escalated to between 30,000 shillings and 40,000 since they have to rotate via Madu, Sembabule and Bukomansimbi to Masaka.
oba balina engeri gye basobola okujja ne batugira naye entambulansi bunya wano kuba kati abantu wali badde omutwalo okwetooloola giri mitwalo etaano.
Tezo ziba nyingi nnyo singa ate za wano.
Zibanga mmeka?
Ng'etaano ate wano tegiwera.
Naye ng'ate ogenda wano bugomolo kati nze mamange mulwadde sikyasobola kusala kudde.
Tekibeerangawo era guno gwe gusoso abantu dabitaaka abantu bekulula buli lunaku.
Kino kyamaanyi kino kisusse.
Since the Gomba-Katonga section covers 5 miles and holds lots of water, residents attribute the Kampala Road-Katonga Bridge collapse to the washing away of this bigger Gomba-Katonga Bridge. The situation has led to some men using small canoes over the waters to cross passengers on both sides at 5,000 shillings each, while crossing a motorcycle goes for 10,000 shillings for a distance of less than 100 meters.
Ye yakola ssente okusomosawo ako kagaapu akakutuseewo omutwalo gw'omuwa.
Kaatali awo atwala ab'amaka abapikipiki abajja kusinya omutwalo naye ngo.
However, despite the problem, some youth are happy that at least the washing of the bridge managed to bring some good silt and good sand, which they are waiting to tap into for a fee once the water levels go down. Meanwhile, residents on both sides of the river continue to flock to the site daily and taking pictures for this new historical scene. Edward Konjuko for UBC, Gomba-Katonga Bridge.
The third Deputy Prime Minister, Hajat Rukia Nakadama, has appealed to the public to gracefully utilize the parish development model funds to improve their livelihoods. Nakadama was launching Kagoma Parish Development Model Revolving Fund in Jinja District. Let's have a look.
Congratulations.
The third Deputy Prime Minister, Hajat Rukia Nakadama, said the Parish Development Model is the best program ever initiated by government to improve household incomes in communities across the country. Nakadama was launching the Parish Development Model Revolving Fund in Kagoma Jinja District. She hailed President Museveni for initiating PDM program aimed at improving people's incomes.
Program ya launching by His Excellency the President General Kaguta Museveni. Sawa ndaife tuliye kutongoza sente tulikuja kuniga ipese sente dikoleji dijewo omuntu.
She told district authorities to ensure that all categories of people benefit from the PDM revolving fund, adding that however tampers with the PDM money will be arrested.
Because what has been given to them, to me, I've seen that at least they have tried to utilize it well. So we shall continue requesting government to give you the support that is.
Nakadama also inspected Jinja District Administration Block, which is under construction, and thanked the district for using allotted funds sparingly. The district requires 9 billion shillings to complete the administration block.
This building requires more than 9 billion shillings, and the money which was available was only 2.5 billion. And the government has added 1 other billion. And we hope, just as you had the...
Keku Namusoke, resident of Buwabuzi Ward in Buyengo sub-county, was among the first 21 people to receive Parish Development Model funds in Kagoma Jinja District. According to the program enterprise development specialist Irene Muanguzi, those that were left out were not saved by financial system.
Then many people will come on the system so that the target group is the one that is going to be able to benefit from
Uganda Airlines has marked this year's Mother's Day by organizing a joyride for mothers across Uganda. The airline sought to celebrate these exceptional women who have devoted their lives to raising families, building communities, and inspiring change. For many of the mothers, this was their first time flying on a plane, making the experience a unique one. The joyride took the women high above the clouds, providing them with a breathtaking view of Uganda from a new perspective. Samuel Sinano reports.
As early as 7 a.m., selected mothers from across the country gathered at Uganda Airlines offices for a treat of a lifetime. They were here to take part in the joyride aboard the CRJ-900 plane, commonly known as the Bombardier. The excitement was palpable, with mothers eagerly anticipating a unique experience to celebrate their special day. The journey from Kampala to Entebbe was a journey of firsts for many of the mothers. As they traveled on the Kampala Express Highway, they visibly marveled at the sights and sounds of the bustling city. For some, it was their first time visiting Entebbe, and the thrill of flying added a touch of magic to the already enchanting experience. At Entebbe International Airport, the mothers eagerly awaited their turn to board the plane, some visibly bouncing with excitement.
It's going to be my first experience. I'm so excited and happy about the children, what they've done for me today. I'm really very, very, very excited to go in the plane for the first time.
As they made their way up the ramp, the vibrant colors of Uganda Airlines livery glimmered in the sun. The moment had finally arrived, and it was worth the wait. A galaxy of phones was visible as mothers snapped their pictures and recorded videos to capture these precious moments. Once on board, the mothers settled into their seats, their eyes wide with wonder and amazement.
We want to wish you a very happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the house.
As the plane taxied down the runway, they clashed their armrests, the anticipation almost too much to bear. But then, with a gentle roar, the plane lifted off the ground, and the mothers' faces lit up with pure joy and delight. With the skilled guidance of Captain Ami Dumbo and First Officer Tony Tebajanga, the flight took off, soaring to a height of 20,000 feet above sea level. From the rumbling waters of River Nile in eastern Uganda to the forest of the southwest, the views were simply spectacular. And with every turn, every dip and ascent, the mothers cheered and clapped. From the delicious meals to the refreshing drinks, the mothers were treated like royalty. As the plane touched down at Entebbe International Airport, some mothers shared their flight experience.
Mukama simu kandi mukama simwe owanya mu nyonyi kajitemba kashwa kanyamu okuzala ni kurungi.
The view of the lakes and the clouds. I like the clouds so much. I'd never seen it.
Zakatondola omwana oyo kubanga nkoledde ebikulu nanninyisa ku nnyonyi atansuubiza nti agenda kuntwala Dubai. Kujina emyaka enkaaga gye naweza nga tisuubira nti lulala ndinina kwenoni.
Uganda Airlines says these flights are aimed at demystifying the flying experience.
Because today's flight is, we have full board, we have fathers on board, we have infants on board. So we are thinking to ourselves, what a way to celebrate these moments, these amazing moments, the intimate moments with our Sky Celebrations. This is also resonates with our initiative of Sky Celebrations, where you can have engagements on board, weddings on board, we can have birthdays on board, we can celebrate intimate moments on board. And also demystify the flying experience, that anybody can fly.
And as many of these lucky mothers left Entebbe, they knew they were part of a larger community of mothers who deserve to be celebrated, cherished, and uplifted. Samuel Sendono, UBC News.
Wow, welcome back from that flight, and thank you very much, Samuel Sendono, for a lively piece. Now, Mbarara Archdiocese has expressed concern over the new curriculum that seems to make religious education optional, yet it is very crucial in child nurturing. The message was delivered by the Reverend Father John Bosco Tudiomjuni, who represented the Archbishop of Mbarara Archdiocese during a fundraising drive for Bwiziwera Primary School in Ntungamo District.
A priest with Mbarara Archdiocese, Reverend Father John Bosco Tuliomjuni, says that as the government takes on the process of reviewing the lower secondary school curriculum, religious education should not be made optional because it deals with morals of the society. He says that whatever is being planned for the education sector must take into consideration religious education.
The teaching of religious education and catechism shall be made compulsory in Catholic-founded schools. Bamwe muri mwe mukabyo mu rukiko runanye kandi omumbu ababiri barumu nokwe twahabwire Archbishop now emeritus tukamuhabura ngo aragire itwareri ngu edini netekwa.
Father Tuliomjuni says that the 2018 Synod of Mbarara Archdiocese made it clear that religious education and catechism shall be made compulsory in all Catholic-founded schools.
Morally destructive programs such as abortion and homosexuality shall not be permitted in all Catholic-founded schools.
Prime Minister Robina Nabanja assured the Catholic Church that the government cannot scrap religious education from the curriculum.
Reverend Father abalizege curriculum. Wait Father bobalizege curriculum naterera Minister White wa education omukyala Kaduchu namubuuza bino bibakubaza nibyo biki. Have we really changed the curriculum and therefore CRE tekyalimu?
Nabanja lauded the people of Ntungamo for nurturing the First Lady Janet Museveni, who is a role model in the country. The Premier says that the country is secure but asked the public to use this prevailing peace and security to improve their household incomes.
President Museveni tumururake kisembo ekyarukiro mwamukama Ruhanga itwe tukazarwa tukaina chorus kijozerena kuzino mulembe gwa Museveni akiri kununye mwari mwina chorus ene tukitungire chorus kantu kunira haijatuwa nebindi.
The Prime Minister asked the people of Bweziwera to make use of the money raised to proper use and pledged government support by roofing the classroom block.
Esente zetubahaire emilioni 20 kuruga owange esente ezo tukusaba muzikolese kurungi ekyombeko kinungira mugenda kisesa hansi mumeke ekyombeko ekirungi omulaika haiguru abakomezo zetubayisobora butamarayo omulaika muli muikire mungambire bawereza amabati.
The Ntungamo District Woman Member of Parliament, Bata Kamateneti, asked parents to use the current holidays to nurture their children into responsible citizens, but emphasized the importance of education.
tokwetaga mbonu ngotera amasaso jumare iworeba ngo bwegese bwafa orebe muno byamagara byafa no bawa marenzi mbweno hona riboka bashara kuturundana ngo twija hatombeke nekintu kikuru munonga kandi ninkibasimira.
The fundraising drive was organized by the Naume Kabasharira, the Rushenyi constituency member of parliament, and was graced by several members of parliament from within Ankole sub-region. The Prime Minister supported a mother who gave birth to quadruplets with a heifer she bought at 2 million shillings, a goat and 400,000 shillings to help her raise the children. Later in the day, the Prime Minister graced the wedding of Edward Muhimbo, the Senior Assistant Secretary Kakumiro District, and Noelin Muhimbo at Kakeka grounds in Kakumiro Town Council.
Pentecostal Christians hailing from the districts of Lango sub-region have petitioned the judiciary to return the file of their case filed against the Pentecostal Assemblies of God in regard to property ownership. The case was transferred to Kampala, though filed at Lira High Court.
Recently, a group of Pentecostal believers under their independent churches from the districts of Greater Lango sub-region stormed the Lira High Court in regard to an earlier suit filed at the courts of law.
Government has given us freedom of worship. Why is that someone who is calling himself a Christian leader trying to deny people freedom of worship?
However, they were informed that their file had been transferred to Kampala. They claim that all their witnesses and the land which is the subject matter of the case are all found in Lango sub-region, and there is a high court in Lira capable of handling the case.
I realize that the order made by Justice Musa Sekana, so that is why we lodged a case in the Lira High Court about our property. But to our surprise now, we have found out that the case, the file of our case, has been forwarded to Kampala. Yet, for us, we know the witnesses of our property are found in Lao sub-region.
That our case is taken to Kampala, and yet we have our Christian who are even poor. They cannot afford to move from here up to Kampala. That is my concern.
They filed an application for injunction to stop the eviction and demolition of their churches, arising from a consequential order issued by Judge Musa Sekana in a case against the Pentecostal Assemblies of God Limited and the Pentecostal Assemblies of God Lira.
It is directing PAG Limited to take our properties. So this is the order. And this is where we now got to be concerned, and then we file a case against PAG Limited in the High Court of Lira.
However, Lira High Court Judge Duncan Gaswaga had their petition and adjourned the case to 29th May 2023. They are concerned about why the trial judge advised the lawyers of the other party to file a new application claiming ownership of properties.
He then advised PAG Uganda file an application before him.
Johnson Adupa Orechi, their spokesperson, says even when the case is before court, the Christians are worried about the evictions and demolitions, to which their lawyers sought for an eviction injunction.
This kind of demolition which these people have made, they brought people from Kampala, hired people from Kampala, hired people from Gulu to go and carry out that eviction order.
So I'm appealing to the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. I'm appealing to Chief Justice. You intervene in this matter, otherwise we are not ready to surrender our land.
I'm going to ask the registrar, immediately court rises, to find out whether there are executions taking place on the ground.
I'm Ivan Juko for UBC.
The Uganda Cancer Institute in Mulago National Referral Hospital, together with partners, have organized the Cancer Color Run aimed at creating awareness and sensitization. The deputy head of pediatrics at the Uganda Cancer Institute emphasized the need to take action towards cancer treatment in children.
A number of people have participated in the Be My Hero Cancer Color Run, organized by Uganda Child Cancer Foundation and the Uganda Cancer Institute Mulago Hospital, Kampala. The Cancer Color Run was aimed at creating awareness and mobilize the public to take positive actions for treating cancer patients, especially children.
Month where we commemorate activities of children cancer, including education, including awareness creation, and including advocacy to see to that activity towards children cancers are implemented. So this is going to be our third activity that's going to run annually. It will going to be in May that we try to look for people to come, and we expect to have bigger numbers going forwards, where we shall have the two opportunities. One is to mobilize resources to meet the indirect costs that I mentioned earlier on, but also take the advantage to disseminate information and awareness about children cancers in our community.
An estimated 3,000 children suffer from cancer every year, with about 700 children able to get treatment. The deputy head of pediatrics at the Uganda Cancer Institute, Dr. Fadil, Geriga commended government for the medical equipment availed to the Cancer Institute.
That all children who come to us with cancer, at least after 1 year, 50% of them are fine. But the WHO also has set an international target that by 2030, they want to see that 60% of children with cancer should actually live, should actually be cancer-free. So Uganda, therefore, is at a shortfall of 10%. And that target of WHO is targeting 2030. We hope by 2030, Uganda will have surpassed the 60% target of getting children cured of cancer.
A cancer survivor and now the program's director, Uganda Child Cancer Foundation, Moses Echodu, said the money collected from this year's cancer run will be used to facilitate vulnerable cancer patients access medical services.
But cancer in children is very much there, and the numbers are growing every day, and yet the survival rates are still low. Why? Because the institute is diagnosing children late, not because that's what the institute wants, but because many people don't know about cancer in children. And so the run is aimed at raising awareness about cancer in children and also raising transport for children to be able to access care.
The theme for this year's Cancer Color Run has been Be My Hero, and over 1,500 people participated. Robert Katamba, UBC News.
Talk with freedom. Get MTN Freedom voice bundles that don't expire. Dial *100 *21# or my MTN app for more bundles. Together, we're unstoppable.
Where does it come from? That thing that makes us Ugandan. That thing that makes us different from everybody else. Where does it grow infinitely? Some say it's in our history, in our culture, and in our hearts, in our warm smiles and vast miles of coffee, dairy farmland, and amazing maize fields. It's in our inherent pursuit to always be better, to never stop growing and glowing. So you see, we are more than just a waving flag. We are a nation of sweat and skills, a nation of ideas and inventions. But what truly makes us Ugandan is our quest to improve the quality of life for Ugandans by creating sustainable jobs, businesses, and improving household incomes. That's what makes us Uganda Development Bank. Uganda Development Bank, inspiring development.
Glow as you are with the new Spark 10 series smartphone from Airtel in partnership with Tecno. Own the timelines with picture-perfect selfies using the 32-megapixel selfie camera, 256GB storage, G88 gaming processor, and a strong battery to last the whole day. Haha! Toakana!
The Spark 10 smartphone comes with free 3GB from Airtel and 100% bonus on weekly and monthly bundles every month for 3 months, so you can stay connected to a world of possibilities. Dial *100*5# to enjoy free data. The new Spark 10 is available in all selected Tecno shops countrywide. Airtel, the smartphone network in partnership with Tecno. Stop at nothing.
The Resol Agribusiness Show is here under the theme Revolutionizing Agriculture through Value Addition, Innovation and Technology, scheduled for 13th to 16th June 2023 at Ohinga Stadium for Portrait Tourism City, with a free medical camp running throughout the show. Entrance is totally free. To sponsor, partner and participate, contact 0702-301-059 or 0773-458-492 or 0773-301-059.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Look no further. Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates, and now sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Plus, you can trust Airtel Money to get your money where it needs to go quickly and safely. Simply dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless.
And now, in the world of business, the East African Petroleum Conference and Exhibition 2023 that brings together all the stakeholders in the oil and gas sector is to increase exploration in the eastern region. Let's have a look at these details.
The board chair for the Petroleum Upstream Regulatory Authority, Halflan notes that this conference will promote the oil exploration within the East African region.
When you have a resource, 6.5 billion barrels of oil in place, 1.6 recoverable. When you have a resource, much as they talk about the transition, what have you, it is necessary to exploit that really in an organized manner, so that we can develop the country.
This conference also looks at working together to improve on the oil quality as well as avoid similar challenges.
There's no question about it. I've driven in Uganda. I've gone to the Albertine graben there to visit the oil fields. We need an extra source of revenue for the government.
The East African crude pipeline is seen as an opportunity to increase on the revenue generated by both Uganda and Tanzania.
The increasing growth rate of the China Kwe-Kula-Kulanya SACCO of 10 billion shillings in savings has impressed the Minister for Agriculture, Buganda Kingdom Haji Hamis Kakomo, who says that the kingdom has intensified measures to promote the cooperative industry in Buganda. He was officiating at the 2023 annual general meeting of China Kwe-Kula-Kulanya SACCO in Chinawa Wakiso district urging members to borrow for economic gain but not for social purposes. The founder and chairperson, China SACCO, Abdul Serwada, says that various projects have been initiated to boost investment.
Members of China Kwekulakulanya SACCO have held their 12th annual general meeting in Chinawa Village, Wakiso District, to resolve challenges to be a better financial institution. During the annual general meeting, the governing board and members resolved to invest in projects that will help members invest in profitable ventures.
And probably we have tried to strategize or to put up several strategies of probably reinvesting this money they have saved through several ways.
From these football players, these teams, so that we mobilize savings from them and we reform investment clubs from them. And another thing, we are planning to invest more money. We have been investing in the real estate where we buy plots and sell them to our members on installment basis. We invest in the Unity Trust.
China SACCO founder Abdul Serwada explained that their major challenges include mindset change and over-withdrawing of money.
We have tried so much to inculcate a savings culture in our members, but the saving culture in Africa, in Uganda, is still down. Members have saved over 10 billion shillings, but they withdrew over 7.5 billion Uganda money. When you tell them to buy shares, the rate at which they are buying the shares is not enough to be able to cater for the loans that they need.
Buganda Minister for Agriculture Haj Hamis Kakomo advised members to buy more shares, be transparent, borrow with economic purposes and invest.
You should borrow money for investment. For example, if you're a shop owner, you borrow money to put more stock in your shop. Instead of borrowing money because you want to go and marry, because you go and do kwanjula, we are saying you put money in projects which are going to reproduce that money, where money will not be spent without any benefit.
China SACCO was established in 2012 and now has 20,000 accounts with annual growth savings of 3 billion shillings and with 5 branches in Chinawa, Kasenge, Chirinyabigo and Nsangu. Sudat Kaye and Robert Waiter, UBC News.
Juko. Yo. Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, it is real. I and a few friends together formed a SACCO, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The Parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
This is a quick call. I'm almost out of minutes.
Why rush through such important conversations? Airtel Uganda has made it possible for you to call across all networks in Uganda at the best rates with the new Bona voice bundles. Stay connected anytime, anywhere, with minutes valid for calls on all networks. Dial *100*1#. Select voice bundles and select Bona voice bundles today. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. Now, the world's biggest chocolate producers are enjoying record profits, but are also failing to pass on the benefits to cocoa farmers, many of whom are suffering falling incomes and worsening poverty, according to the report from the charity Oxfam.
Ghana is the world's second largest producer of cocoa. Farmers' incomes in the country fell 16% on average since the start of the coronavirus pandemic in 2020, according to Oxfam's analysis.
COVID, of course, was a big disruption, but then also the
the war in Ukraine and the resulting economic crisis, coupled with some more longer-term challenges like the impacts of climate change and aging farms, which is a big issue in Ghana.
Oxfam says many Ghanaian cocoa farmers survive on just $2 a day.
Lower incomes really have shown to facilitate the use of children on farms, so child labor, which is a big problem, of course, in Ghana and other cocoa-producing countries, but also deforestation, that farmers are more likely to go out and cut down more trees in order to expand their farms, in order to make a living.
At the same time, Oxfam says profits for the world's biggest chocolate firms, Hershey, Lindt & Sprüngli, Mondelez and Nestle, have increased by 16% since the pandemic.
And that translates into 15 billion of profit by just the 4 largest public chocolate companies since 2020.
Ivory Coast is the world's biggest producer of cocoa. Here too, farmers complain of falling incomes.
We planters are poor. The Westerners who come to buy cocoa are getting rich. Meanwhile, we are suffering. We earn nothing. We suffer cultivating the fields. That's why we ask the government to help us.
The governments of Ghana and Ivory Coast signed a deal in 2021 to try to get a bigger share of the chocolate industry's profits by setting a minimum price and obtaining a cash premium per tonne of cocoa, which is an extra sum paid directly to farmers on top of the commercial price of cocoa. But Oxfam says the payments have failed to meaningfully increase farmers' incomes.
If you as a company are profitable at the same time as the producers of your most critical raw material are falling deeper into poverty, then there's something wrong with your business model.
Lindt & Sprüngli told VOA they pay Ghanaian farmers a $60 per tonne premium and invested over $20 million in cocoa sustainability programs in 2021. Hershey said it aims to support better livelihoods for farmers with cash transfers and loans. Mondelez and Nestle did not respond to VOA requests for comment. Henry Ridgewell for VOA News, London.
Did you know that you can safely and conveniently make your school fees payments anytime, any school, anywhere using Airtel Money? Oh yes! Simply pick up your phone and dial *185#. Select option 6, school fees. Choose between school pay, peg pay, or shore pay. Enter student number. Enter amount, confirm name and transaction. Enter Airtel Money PIN. A confirmation message will be sent to you upon a successful transaction. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
The Resol Agribusiness Show is here under the theme Revolutionizing Agriculture through Value Addition, Innovation and Technology, scheduled for 13th to 16th June 2023 at Ohinga Stadium for Portro Tourism City, with a free medical camp running throughout the show. Entrance is totally free. To sponsor, partner and participate, contact 0702 301 059 or 0773 458 492 or 0773 301 059.
Jerry con. Jerry con. Hey, Master Blaster. Touch him, man. Buy Jerry con with muscle. Those ones who say go for you only. Mundava. Best movies I teach you. When I go to the music because of the cover that is very far. Is you serious? It's serious you. What? Yeah? You step it on it. Add kilometers to your legs. And you get your sugar. We buy meat from Umaru. And Umaru refused to give you enough meat. Mama! Show him that they don't joke with you. Umaru, Jerry car.
Okukakaluka n'okulungi kwetaagako omuntu akuyambako, n'olwekyo tujja kukuteerawo embeera esaanidde osobole okukola ekisinga. Awamu teri kitulema.
Welcome back, and now in the world of sports, the Stanbic Bank Black Pirates are the 2023 Nile Special Rugby Premier League champions. The Sea Robbers claimed the title after they defeated their hosts Cobbs Rugby Club at 23-7 points. From the start, the Pirates dominated the title decider game played at the Legends Rugby Grounds on 13th May 2023, collecting 3 penalties in the first half with try conversions in the second half. Ivan Magomo was perfect with his boot, converting as many as 13 points for the visitors as Desire Ayera and Conrad Wanyama added more points for the Pirates. Cobbs' Karim Arinaitwe scored the side's consolation try and was converted by Joseph Aredo, but this was not enough to close the gap. The 23-7 points final score gave the Pirates a much-deserved victory and their second Rugby Premier League title.
We had to beat Hiddens. When we beat the Hiddens at Chadondo, I surely knew it was coming home, and that was, changer. The major lesson that we take from this is that every team wants this trophy, yeah? And whoever wants it has to work hardest.
The Katabaro Memorial Football Tournament, organized by Uganda Broadcasting Corporation presenter Samuel Tesache, has climaxed at the Uganda Clays Field in Kajansi. The final was a classic between Al Mustafa against Chitende All Stars. Let's have a look.
After about 3 months of cutthroat competition, the Katabaro Memorial Football Tournament has climaxed at the Uganda Clays Field in Kajansi.
The name Katabaro is one of the profound names that anyone in Kajansi ought to celebrate. So we have made a tournament in his honor, the late Reverend Joseph Katabaro, who is the founder of Kawoto Saviour's Primary School and proprietor of Christ for All Nations Evangelical Ministries. So teams from different communities came together to play in this tournament, and it has brought back the vibe of soccer in Kajansi.
The tournament that started with 24 teams is a brainchild of Uganda Broadcasting Corporation TV personality Sam Kisache.
We have a lot of talent that is not seen, that is not given a platform in Uganda, and as being part of the organizers of this tournament, we have seen a lot of people that are not known on any platform, but they have come in to perform and show good talent. And I think being given such platforms, not actually only in Kajansi, but also in other parts of the country will be scooping up a great talent that will map Uganda on the international scene.
At the tournament's closing day, battle for third position was taken by Kajansi A that broke no sweat after Katale Market's failure to turn up. The final between Al Mustafa and Kitende All Stars was a classic that brought the best out of both teams, ultimately won by Kitende after a 3-2 victory.
We are working hard to make sure that these boys that have come up to shine up to be the best, like the best scorer, the top scorer will get a golden boot and a golden glove to the best goalkeeper. We want them to be known by the whole world. You know, this platform should be a stepping platform for everybody to do in the sports world. And we have registered this tournament, Katabaro Memorial Tournament, with FUFA.
The winners walked home with a trophy, medals, a bull and a set of jerseys at this tournament played on the theme, A Legacy of Faith and Hope, Mujetu Lumbe. It was contested by 24 teams including Kajansi Wembley, Starlet and Sunday Special that were all gifted a brand new jersey from organizers that promised better next time round. John Barnes, Sentamo, UBC News.
King's College Budo are Fresh Diary Senior Secondary Schools rugby champions. Budo defeated defending champions Namidyango College 23-21 to be crowned champions. In other games to be played, St. Mary's Chitende will play girls basketball finals against St. Noah Girls School. In girls football, St. Noah will play the finals against Amas College, who won 4-2 on penalties against Mukono Parents. Here are the best highlights of the rugby game between King's College Budo and Namiriango College.
It was a tough kick to miss. Yeah, definitely we were a bit worried by that, moved by a bit, but we had to collect ourselves, keep composed, because the game ends when the ref blows the final whistle, and the game hadn't ended, so we had to keep playing, keep pushing, and the points came in the end. This win really means a lot. It means a lot. It's a payoff for all the hard work, the time that we have taken to reach here. To most people think that we've taken a few days, maybe a week or two preparing for this, but no, this is a team that we have been building for years. Starting from Gulu last year, where we came short to the same team in the final. So we've been building the squad, we've been preparing. East Africa, we lost out to the same team again. So every time we'd go back, look at our mistakes, come back stronger, better, harder. So the victory is definitely a sweet one because we have put in a lot of hard work, time, effort, sweat and blood to reach this far.
The loss to Budo, we all, as a team, as my team, we didn't see this coming. But during the game, we got 3 yellow cards. The players lost composure. The players were always on the offside because they're panicking to make the tackles. And the Budo guys are keeping their game slow. They reach into our half. They know we are good at tackling. So they go low. They move us slow so that we rush into the tackle. So they get us offside and they manage to kick the points. Yeah. As defending champions of the East African Games, last year we beat Budo still. Yes, and this year, last year there were no Kenyans, but this year we want to assure the Kenyans we are coming with fire. Uganda are coming, Smack is coming, Budo is coming, Namiriango is coming. So Kenya, get ready. Kakamega boys, I urge you all, prepare. War is coming.
The 2023 Uganda Senior Secondary School Sports Association Boys Football Tournament in Fort Portal City has entered March Day 6. It is still an open contest that has served some interesting matchups at the tournament that historically without which football in Uganda would be at a low level.
Day 6 at the 2023 Uganda Senior Secondary School Sports Association Boys Football Tournament in Fort Portal City has climaxed, with former champions struggling. It's, for example, seen Giants Budo Senior Secondary School held to a 1-1 draw by Blessed Sacrament Kimanya. In a game, Budo coach Simon Mugerwa raises some questions.
With the result at the end, but we had a good start, but we scored 2 goals that were denied, were cancelled by the linesman. We don't know why, but we had to continue and concentrate. The boys lost concentration at the end of the first half and we conceded the goal. Chimanya showed determination after, and they wanted a point. They played for a point. So we are disappointed because we have lost 2 points, but it makes the group challenging. But we have to concentrate, focus on the next 2 games that are remaining in the group to see that we qualify.
We have played against Budo SS. We have made a draw 1-1. It's a big improvement on our side because yesterday we lost a game.
In the surprise game of the tournament, so far 10-man Masaka-based St. Henry's College Kitovu has outperformed the reigning champions St. Mary's Boarding School Kitende in a 2-1 victory. But as the favourites struggled, several other schools registered formidable results that they take pride in at the championship that is into its final week.
We played, this was our 5th game, and we won. We are having 10 points now.
the third place. I think we shall wait for the other result from Koma. If they lose, we shall be number 3 now. Yes, with 10 points. Our next match is against Ginger Progressive, and it's a hard game because they are our table leader. So we are also planning as we correct the mistakes that we have been making during the previous games. Hopefully we shall make it.
There were also victories for Giant Mitiana, Mukono Kings and Amos College that plays Budo Senior Secondary School on Monday in an anticipated thriller.
Olila High School claimed their 3rd consecutive girls' school cricket week title after they defeated neighbours Light Secondary School by 5 wickets in the final game played at St. Mary's SS Madeira in Soroti City. Let's have a look.
The first one is for receiving.
Olila High School are the champions of the Girls' Schools Cricket Week for the 3rd time in a row. In the final game, that was also a Soroti derby, played at St. Mary's SS Madeira in Soroti City, Olila limited first-time finalists Light SS to 54 runs for 9 wickets in the first innings, and in the second innings, Olila took the bull by the horns, collecting 56 runs for 5 wickets in just 1.2 overs, hence defeating Light Secondary School by 5 wickets to claim the 2023 Girls' Schools Cricket Week title.
When it was time for batting, it was a bit challenging for us because most of our batsmen came out, which gave them some confidence. But
well, it's kind of exuberating. Having won the trophy 3 times, you retain it this time. It feels so good actually. That way it keeps on motivating other players to come around and train.
Hard luck to our team because we did not take our chances. Actually, we did not make partnerships as we were batting, but next time we're coming hard.
Speaking about the tournament, Uganda Cricket Association and the Soroti Academy were delighted at the success of the first edition outside Kampala.
We've been playing traditionally in Kampala, and for the first time, something that has been mooted over the years has been brought to fruition. So we've actually gone out of Kampala, we've gone out to try and broadcast and sell the game, and this year, hopefully, girls have come to see the country, people from the west have traveled across the country, plenty of scenery. What I can say is we've had fun here, lovely weather, and at the end of the day, I think we've enjoyed cricket.
It's been a big opportunity for us to showcase the cricket potential that Soroti has to the locals here in Soroti, as well as the different schools that have come from the different parts of the country to see how good Soroti cricket is. And I'm happy that today the quality of Soroti cricket has proven to be better than anyone else, with our schools from Soroti, Olila and Light SS playing in the final. It's also been good because schools have gotten a chance to go outside Kampala. Schools have come from as far as Kasese, Masaka, Jinja, and have gotten a chance to see what Soroti is all about, the beauty of the rock, what the town is all about. These are memorable journeys and experiences that they will last forever in their lifetime.
This year's Girls' Schools Cricket Week attracted about 300 girls from 15 schools in the Central, Nile, Western, Northern and Masaka regions. Players Proskovia Alako, Patricia Timong and Jimia Muhammad scooped individual awards for MVP of the tournament, Best Bowler and Best Batter respectively. 2-time champions Ginger SS came in 3rd after winning the placement game against Masaka SS by 21 runs. Grace Joyce Kemigisa, UBC News.
Yes, and that brings us to the end of our 8 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. However, do join us later at 10 p.m. for another hour's bulletin. Thank you for being a lovely audience. See you at 10.